We want to thank the mayor for visiting the Center for Teen Empowerment today. Today is a special day for us as we actually come closer to wrapping up the summer. But we're here at the headquarters at the Center for Teen Empowerment. This is our new headquarters in Boston. We actually have 3 sites, 4 programs in Boston. And this is our first time that we have a headquarters that has been established for the Center for Teen Empowerment that is 7,700 square foot that we occupy to welcome young people into. There's several reasons I'd like to thank the mayor. One is, without the city's contributions, we would not be able to continue to do the work that we're doing and grow and expand. So I want to really lift up and appreciate you for that. And the other angle is that we actually are occupying a space that's called the Joseph Warren House. Warren Street is actually named after Joseph Warren, and this is probably one of 3 buildings that still exist in the United States that is made of pudding stone. And one of the things that happened when we moved in here, there was some work that needed to be happen around renovations, and we were fortunate enough to also get a CPA grant. And that CPA grant has allowed us to actually repoint our bricks, do the roof over to stop some leaks, and really give us a chance to actually create a space, not only where young people can come to work, but more importantly, come to be, and really hang out and kind of see a space that we wanted them to walk into that is inspiring. So I want to thank you, Mayor Wu, for all of the contributions that you've made to our organization and for your support continuously in the lives of young people, because I know from in watching your trajectory, the relationship that we've had at many different levels, you've been committed not only to supporting young people, but being present with young people. And so at this time, I'm going to pass it to our Director of Programs for Boston, Nate Nichols, who's going to actually share with you some information about how our program operates. And before I do that, I just want to honor Nate as well, because Nate was a young person 7 years ago who was in our program as an artist manager, and now he's the Director of Boston Programs. And it also speaks to the work that we try to do, which is our leadership ladder, where young people who start out as youth organizers can move up the ladder, not only externally, but internally at Teen Empowerment, to be in roles that, like Nate is in, to become a Director of Boston Programs. So please welcome Nate.
Thank you. Yes, thank you. It's an honor. Again, thank you, Mayor Wu, for being here and joining us this morning, and for all your contributions to the org over the past, during your tenure as mayor and also as city councilor. Can't forget that. So I definitely want to just share my appreciation there. One of the biggest things for us this summer has been all about making sure that young people have safe spaces and have adequate third spaces for them to be able to thrive in, to be able to grow in. It's something that we take very seriously at Teen Empowerment. It's something that I want to just encourage all Boston residents to take it seriously. When it comes down to our program, during the summer, we had over 500 applicants apply for our summer programming, and we only have 45 slots to be able to hire young people. So the demand is there. Young people are looking for opportunities to be able to grow. Young people are looking for opportunities not only for employment, but also for safe spaces, and so that they can just expand and continue to grow as human beings in this world and in this society. You feel me? And it's very important. One of the biggest things that I observed this summer from our hiring process is that young people from all over the city were applying, and currently, because we're operating typically in the areas of Roxbury and Dorchester, and we've recently expanded into Mattapan with a brand new site over there at the Loop building, we've been able to engage so many more young people than we ever have before. This summer alone, we've already engaged over 200 young people through a couple of different initiatives that we've been working on through our Summer Nights initiative in a partnership with DCR, and also through all of our different activations that we've been doing over at our individual sites, including our Mattapan Youth Assembly. So it's been really great work that we've been doing, but we need to be able to do more. So I want to encourage folks to just continue to look at the work that Teen Empowerment is doing, and also just remember that this work that Teen Empowerment is doing is not in a silo. You feel me? We're one org, but there's so many other orgs that are doing it, and there's so many other community institutions that we want to make sure that we're able to work in tandem with to create an entire network that young people can be able to grow in. You feel me? So it starts here, but I definitely want to just encourage folks to remember that Teen Empowerment is doing the great work, and we want to continue to grow. We want to continue to do it. So thank you again. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Yeah, of course.
So before I welcome the mayor to the mic, I just want to actually recognize our Secretary of Labor, Lauren Jones, and also thank her for being present here with us. We know that, in this work and in funding, especially now, given the climate, everything has a trickle-down effect. And if we don't have people on the state level advocating to sustain and build bridges around funding and funding streams, then none of the work happens on the city level. So I just want to lift you up and recognize you as well, and thank you for being present. At this time, I'd like to welcome Mayor Wu to the microphone to say a few words, if you may.
Thank you. Well, I'm just here to say thank you to Teen Empowerment for all that you all have done for many years. We feel and know the impact all across the city, whether it is the individual artists and young people who have found and deepened their footing and their roots in their community here in Boston. I know you all have been speaking out on issues. I've run into you just randomly about in the community collecting signatures to push different legislation and to make a real change in the community. And then just walking through the space here, seeing how much having that facility makes a difference. Okay, we might got a few future artists here too. Like the microphone. So thank you for being a shining light and being an example of how to not just do this, but do this in a way that brings people together. I want to say a special thank you personally to Abergal, who has been, for me, a friend, an advisor, and someone whose judgment and wise counsel has really shaped a lot of decisions in the city. We talk a lot, and we're in the national conversation a lot about safety because Boston's numbers have seen such a big drop in the last few years, right? We are now not only among the peer cities our size, the lowest in terms of the statistics that are tracked, but Boston is the safest that we've ever been, dating back 70 years when we started tracking the numbers. Now, we have a lot more work to do, and we will be the first to say it's not good enough, it's not enough until we end any sense of violence or fear of crime in the city. But this really kicked off in our administration in two different places that Abergal was right at the helm for. One was we did a violence reduction workshop where it was the first time a couple years ago we said, let's set some big goals, bring in people from around the country to help us kind of facilitate digging deep, having everyone at the table. And I want to thank you for your involvement in making sure that our young people's voices were represented in that conversation that set the strategy. We had set a goal of decreasing by 20%, and then it ended up over 3 years, and then we ended up decreasing by 50% in 1 year, and we've kept it going, and again, not stopping there. But even before that, there was a big decision around who to choose to think about our police department and how they would interact with the community, what reforms would be needed, what staffing levels would look like, all that. And it was a small core group of people, I think 5 people, right, who were on the committee to choose our next police commissioner, and Abergal helped steer that process as well. So from the small rooms to the biggest events, you've been there for the city, and I get to see your passion reflected in the amazing work that your team does here. So thank you for, just every little detail in the space, the names of our 4 fathers and 4 mothers who have carved the way here in this community and in the city, the studio that is incredible and is going to continue building the next generation of artists, and just the chance to listen first and foremost to young people and then make it happen what's needed. So we're really proud to partner with you all. Last summer we had 10,427 young people do a paid summer job in the city of Boston through our Future Boss program. So thank you to our team. We intend to shatter that record this summer. We'll get the numbers in a few weeks when everything wraps up. But it's not just a one-time investment. It is a life-changing, game-changing, community-building investment, and that's why I'm going to fight so hard always to make sure that teen empowerment can add to more of those 45 slots and that we get more of these spaces across the city.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Oh, and thank you, Secretary Jones, for your partnership. You all have made it, it's been such a difference. And so thank you to the Healy Driscoll administration. Do you want to, I'll pass the mic over to you.
I appreciate that. Thank you, Mayor Wu. Abergal, thank you for opening your doors. It's amazing to be here and thinking about youth employment, because when I worked at City Hall a number of years ago, I worked on youth employment, and to know that it continues to grow, but I think also with an appreciation for collaboration. Teaming up with organizations like Teen Empowerment, helping to tap into the spirit that young people have and giving them the first, second, or third opportunity to get more exposure and pave that way for their future in youth employment is so foundational. So we applaud all the great work you do. But we also know it takes a village and making sure that we provide more opportunities. And I'm excited, right after this, I am joining Lieutenant Governor Kim Driscoll for convening on youth employment with Boston as well as gateway cities, recognizing how important it is to plan now for even next summer. So Mayor Wu, thank you for kind of leading the way and bringing together employers, community organizations, teaming up with the state to really emphasize how important youth employment is. And Abergal, thank you for having a great example right here in Roxbury.
Yes. All right. So thank you so much. Again, want to thank you, Mayor Wu, and Secretary of Labor Jones for, being present and seeing us as a space that you would visit and you come to see our work. And lastly, but also, I would say, first of all, I want to thank the young people. The young people who really represent and really show forth the work that we put together to try to empower them to be advocates, raise their voice, but and most importantly, have a space where they can unpack their experiences so that they can stay in positive mind frames opposed to negative mind frames. So at this point, I would wrap up, and I don't think there's any other further questions, but at this point, I want to thank everyone for being here. Again, appreciate you, Mayor Wu, and everyone have a blessed day.
Any questions from anyone?
Any questions? Oh, yes.
If I could just get the mayor or you, just to talk a little bit about how a space like this kind of cuts down on violence on the streets, what it means for the kids here.
Yeah, so I mean, that's a great question because violence is, they say hurt people, right? Like that's what we talk about in our community around violence. And one of the key things that we provide in our spaces, the interview process that we put young people through is a group process. So you heard us talk about 500 young people interested in our program. Well, all 500 people, or maybe 75% of those young people who are interested in being in our program, they go through a group interview process. In that process, they are able to unpack their personal experiences, because what we leverage is the experiences of young people to create priorities on what we're going to focus on. Just by creating that space for young people, they get a chance to not hold on to the trauma of their experience. And now it's a one-step process, but we don't leave the other young people who have shared their experiences there. Once we hire the core group of young people, those other young people get a chance to be referred to other entities to get support. So when you talk about violence reduction, really violence is a perpetuation of people who are numb because of trauma. And that's why they're able to hurt people. So we try to be an avenue in a space where we allow young people to release those experiences and understand that they don't have to exude sort of the pain and the frustration that they have in a negative way, but in a positive way.
I'll add that from the city's perspective, of course, there's a ton of work that goes into violence prevention and bringing community members at the table. And we've had a new strategy in place that has really made a difference because community members have been at the table, unlike in a way different than ever before. And it's no coincidence that these last 3 years of the lowest levels of gun violence in Boston's history have been the same 3 years of the highest levels of paid youth summer jobs available, of investments in affordable housing and universal pre-K and community block grants and everything that communities need. But the other half of your question around what does it mean for young people to have a program in a space like this, I feel like the experts are here to answer that better. So I don't know if anyone wants to weigh in.
I feel like you guys can answer it better than us.
Yeah, you guys can answer.
Can you ask the question again?
Yeah.
Yeah, just what a space like this, a third space like this, you don't have to pay for or whatever.
You get paid.
You get paid for, yeah. Needs for you guys, other teenagers around here.
I bet. My name Rome. My artist name is Too Tough. I say being in a space like this is overall like really dope. Like I remember like 10th grade year, I graduated now, but in 10th grade year, like that's when I first got introduced to teen empowerment. And it's like, I ain't gonna lie, when I was younger, I was definitely cocky. So I walked into the space like, I'm the best rapper here, this, that, and the third. And I'm not gonna lie, it was a humbling experience. Like a lot of people was nice. So it's like, from my experience personally, it's just like being in the space like where a bunch of people that I do, it like gave me something to do, and I like doing it. Plus, I'm getting paid to do what I like to do. You feel me? Like so it's like, I felt like a real artist, and especially like performances as well. Like that was the most inspiring thing to me. Like one of my favorite teen empowerment events was the 30th anniversary that we did. What hotel was it at?
That was at the Park Plaza.
Oh yeah, it was at the Park Plaza downtown. And like it was like over 250 people there for a fundraiser, and it was like just being on that stage and seeing the room was crazy. So I feel like if there was more stuff like this, violence in Boston would definitely decrease by giving teens something to do. Like yeah.
Any other questions? Yeah, you want to step up?
Yeah, bro.
What is teen empowerment doing for you?
Being part of teen empowerment is really important to me because like the people here, they're very supportive, and they like they're really, really special and unique. You always learn something every time you walk in, and it gives everybody something to do. It's a very positive place to be. It's so welcoming, and I feel like when we invite teens to our events and stuff, they really get to hear what we have to say, and we really change mindsets. Oh, I'm so sorry, y'all. I'm Burrell. I'm a dancer, IMC, and I model. Yeah.
So, honoring the youth voice. Yes. Yes. We're gonna do a group photo? Yeah. Excellent.
Thank you.